God, how do you prepare someone for this year? I think all I would say is just like, enjoy this. Don't take anything for granted. Don't ever come off stage during this year and think, I didn't really like that show. Nope. And by the way, I'm never doing that again. When shows are allowed, every show is gonna be the best show I've ever done. That's that. Performed at the Oscars, met like every celebrity that's ever existed, and it was the most overwhelming, insane, surreal thing I've ever experienced. I went to the Brits, I won a Brit, it was amazing. I performed. We recorded the Bond theme song, working with Hans Zimmer and the orchestra to record it. Completely surreal and amazing. I started my World Arena tour, and then, you know, the world kind of died. But before that, you know, it was quite a year. It started off very strong. I was really looking forward to that tour for like months. But, you know, at the time we were like, well, we could use 2 weeks off. It was great for like the first couple weeks, first month, and then it was like, okay, you know, when can this be done? But we have made the best of it, I would say. I think we've really done what we should have done in this time, and we've made a lot of music, and I don't think we would have made it otherwise if we hadn't gotten this time. So as much as it's been terrible to have, you know, this going on in the world, I think it has birthed some things. We have been really lucky with it, I think. This is the most amount of time off that I've had in, you know, 5 years now. I think that goes for a lot of people, but that was even true for like the first month of quarantine. You know, we had 3 weeks off, and I was like, wow, this is the most time off I've ever had. I can't believe it. It's so great. It's like a free vacation, and we'll go right back out on tour in a week, and we'll be fine. And clearly we were all wrong with that, and we look like clowns now. But I will say I have made and created things that I don't think I ever would have created without this period of time, this amount of time, and this just life itself. I would like things to be normal though, again, I would like that. But I will say that I'm grateful for what it's given me.
Honestly, I feel great.
Definitely not where I thought that I would be currently, but I'm also not mad at it. I'm very, very lucky to have had this year play out the way it did, because for a lot of people it was literal hell, and I am very aware that I have been pretty blessed for the fortune that I've had this year, even though the year has sucked. It's still, you know, whatever. We're alive still, you know? I really wanted to go on that world tour. We started it, got 3 shows in, canceled, flew back home. I really wanted to get a Lamborghini. It's not that I couldn't have, there were so many other things that were so much more important. There's more people to give that money to. There's way, way more, and I cannot stress it enough, way more important things going on than a fucking Lamborghini. So everything matters differently now than a year ago. Honestly, everything. I really can't even think of one thing. Like, all the things that I felt like mattered most a year ago matter less. All the things I felt like mattered the least a year ago matter more. I learned so much more about just the way people are living that I wasn't aware of. Climate crisis and social injustices and, you know, kind of all the bad things. And I think made me think differently. It's not like I wasn't aware, I just learned more and thought about it differently, and, you know, was more open to learning, and it's been a crazy year.
And I hope that people are letting themselves grow instead of just, you know, reminiscing and wishing they were with other people, because this is, if you want to think about the bright side of this, it's like, this is a once in a lifetime, hopefully, thing that happens. And in terrible ways and in good ways, because this is a time when we can seriously, if we want to change something, if we want to, you know, do something, if we want to create something, you know, if you don't want to do stuff, that's totally fine, but, you know, might as well take it while it's here. I've been loving going outside, and the puppy's been great for that, because he's been making me go outside a lot. But I've been good. I don't know, I've been enjoying it.
The first month I was incredibly uninspired. I don't know why. I think it was just very overwhelming and scary. And I think after like that first period of time when came and went, I got so inspired and creative and like just like made music that I don't think I would have made. My brother and I don't think we would have even made it at all this year.
I was fully uninspired for the first like 3 weeks of this. I was not about to make music. I don't know why. I just was like, this is not interesting to me right now. It was annoying though, because it was like, that's the kind of thing you want to be doing in quarantine, but I couldn't. I don't know. Wasn't feeling it. To be honest with you, I didn't get to have. I know that everybody, like, the beginning of this kind of really got to people. And I didn't really have that experience because I cheated, because I rescued 2 puppies or fostered 2 puppies. And so I was completely distracted for the entirety. I actually haven't had no puppies here at all for the entire quarantine. I made a puzzle that I sell now on my website, and it's a picture from a show I did at the United Center in Chicago last year. And it's just this picture of me just right in the middle, and everybody in the crowd, 20,000 people with their lights up. And it just, every time I look at that picture, I'm just like, God, that feeling does not exist anywhere else. And I can't even state that more. Yeah, it's me missing moving, and dancing and being in a car full of people and listening to music way too loud and singing all the words. We would never have thought the thing that we couldn't do is see people,
Public? What is that? Public, I have not been in at all since March 11th. There were definitely moments in this quarantine where I forgot that I'm me. I was taking Shark to like a dog play group with the rescue place that I got him from. I was like, I didn't even think about it because we had so much nothing for so long. I didn't even think about it. I had like my full like green like right there, full like wasn't covering anything except obviously a mask. And I was like walking in and there was this car full of people, and they were like, and I literally like looked behind me. I was like, what are you looking at? I totally forgot. But it was nice. It was really nice to see people. Like before COVID at all, like I don't go in public anyway just because it's a complete disaster. It's so weird like what we take for granted. Like I would never have thought that I wouldn't be able to do shows one day, So much time spent, me dreading tour, dreading press, dreading this, dreading that. And like I had no idea that I was dreading something that I would one day not even be legally allowed to do. Like, that's what's crazy to me. I mean, everything, touring, shows. I think just being in an arena full of people, like, geez, like, I remember, like, getting home from tour and being like, yeah, we'll probably be back out in 2 weeks. Your whole life will have gone. But not just you, everyone, because coronavirus. I remember being at the airport about to leave for Miami for the first show and the rehearsals and stuff, and my mom and Phineas were like talking about, I bet we'll make 1 week and then we'll have to come home. And I remember thinking they were joking. I was like, what are you talking about? We're not gonna have to cancel the tour. It's not gonna get that serious. And then backstage it was like people would be like, are we supposed to hug? Can we hug? And I'd be like, I'm gonna hug. But I really just had no idea. And after I really understood, I was just like, oh, whoa. So that's why, I don't know if you saw that story I posted where I really talked about it. I tried to say, because I didn't want to, I wanted to make sure that people that doubted this virus or doubt it currently, I understand it, but it is really serious.